Welcome to Creative Tian channel. In this video, I'm going to knit socks on LK150 knitting machine, but instead of the regular short row heel, I'm going to knit a separate heel and toe pieces and put them together. You will look closer to the hand knit, and I use double strands of yarn so it will be thick and durable. The yarn I'm using, it says DK weight, but it's actually thinner than DK. It's more like a sports weight. So for the stitch count and the row count, this is only for reference. You can adjust based on your swatch. I will start by making the heels. First, I cast on about 12 stitches using double strands of yarns. And I use tension 4 and knit 24 rows, and then I bind it off. So this part is like heel flap. It creates a thicker fabric. And the next we are going to rehand it sideways because we just need 24 rows. So I pick up about half of the stitches on the sides, so it's 12 stitches. And then we are going to need a triangle shape, so we are going to decrease on both sides. And I knit one row first and decrease on both sides. I just transfer the outermost needles one stitch in, and then knit 2 rows. And I keep repeating that. One decreased row followed by 2 plain rows until it has only 2 stitches left. And I just transfer one stitch and bind it off. And then I will turn it around and hand the other side back to the machine. Pick up 12 stitches and do the same. Knit one row first and then start repeating the decreasing row. That's one decreased row and then 2 plain rows until the end. And then you decrease the last stitch, so you only have 1 stitch left, and just pull the yarn through to finish it up. So now we finish knitting the heel piece. We will need the same one for the toe. So we just repeat the whole process again. Now we are going to knit the main piece from cuff down. There are many ways you can knit socks. I'm going to use mock ribbing for the cuff. So I have totally 50 stitches, and I take out every other needle, so it's about 25, or you can make it 24, it's up to you. And then we do our usual mock ribbing. You can start with waste yarn, rebel cord, and then start E-rub cast on, or you can just directly do the E-rub. After the cast on, I need 30 rows, because after folding it in half, it will be 15 rows. And then I start taking off the weight and hand the cast on stitches back to the empty needles. And you can adjust your stitch, maybe add 1 stitch at the end or take out 1 stitch here. Now we are done with mark ribbing. I will pull out all needles and knit one row. Now we are going to knit the part up to the heels. I knit about 20 rows or 25 rows. It's up to you. And then you can place the heel we just knitted and place it back to one side of the whole pieces. So if I have 50 stitches, one side is 25 stitches. And you can just pick up the 25 stitches. After you hem back the stitches, you can bind off all the stitches on the heel side. And then we'll hem back again the other side of the heel stitches. And then we'll continue knitting the next part. I have 40 rows, just plain rows on all of the 50 stitches. And after that, I just place some waste yarn and take it off the machine. Or you can hang the toe piece to one side of the knitting and knit one row and take it off the machine to finish it up. This one I decide to sew up the heel and toes separately later. So when I'm reaching the area for the heel, I just change to waste yarn and knit a few rows of waste yarn and take the waste yarn off the machine. And then I will do the cast on again of the same stitches. You can do the simple E-rub or the double E-rub to make it more sturdy. And after you cast on all the stitches back, you can continue knitting the 40 rows. And then knit a few rows of waste yarn and take the piece off the machine. So now all pieces are finished. We just have to sew back the heel and the toe and then fold it in half so you can sew the side seams. You can use matrix stitches for the side seam or just use whip stitch to make it less bulky. For the ribbing, you can always do the hand knitting if you don't like the mark ribbing. So this is after sewing up and after light blocking with steam. This will fit about average woman's size. But again, depends on the yarn you use. You have to adjust a little bit. You can adjust the tension or adjust the stitch count to make it fit better. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching and see you next time.